Welcome to Moonlight Story, a quiet place where we listen, relax, and slowly drift into sleep. Take a moment now to pause from the day. Whatever today held for you, it can be set down for now. You have done enough. This is your time to rest. Make yourself comfortable and allow your body to become still. Let your hands rest softly. Let your shoulders loosen. Let your breathing slow naturally. Take a slow breath in and gently breathe out. Again, breathe in slowly and release the breath with ease. Feel the tension leaving little by little. Your neck softens. Your chest feels lighter. Your legs sink comfortably into the bed or chair beneath you. If there is any noise around you, let it fade into the background. If there are thoughts in your mind, let them become softer and more distant. Nothing needs your attention right now. This moment belongs only to peace. Take another slow breath in and breathe out gently. Feel how calm can arrive in small ways. One breath at a time. One quiet moment at a time. Soon, the world can wait until morning. And for now, we can begin something gentle together. Now, settle in and allow yourself to get comfortable. Take one slow breath in and gently let it go. Again, a calm breath in and an easy breath out. Imagine that you are walking across soft grass as evening turns into night. The air is cool and fresh around you. Ahead, Lily has found a quiet place to camp beneath the open sky. Tall trees stand nearby, dark and peaceful in the fading light. Their branches move gently in the breeze, making a soft rustling sound above you. You step closer and set your bag down beside her. The ground feels firm and calm beneath your feet. The world is quiet here. No traffic. No bright lights. Only the sounds of nature settling into the night. A few birds call in the distance before going still. Crickets begin their steady song in the grass. Somewhere farther away, water moves softly over stones. You look up. The sky is growing darker now, and the first stars have begun to appear. One near the horizon, another higher above, then more, slowly filling the space overhead. Lily kneels beside the camping gear, unrolling the tent fabric across the ground. A lantern waits nearby, blankets folded neatly, firewood stacked in a small pile, everything needed for a peaceful night outdoors. You walk over to help her. The evening feels calm, unhurried, as if time has slowed down just for tonight. Soon the tent will be ready. A small fire will glow nearby, and the stars will shine above you both. For now, you take one more slow breath of the cool night air and step gently into this quiet camping night. Lily opened the tent bag and carefully laid everything out on the grass. The folded fabric rested flat on the ground, while the poles and pegs were placed neatly beside it. She liked starting slowly, making sure nothing was tangled or missing. You kneel beside her and help separate the poles. Each section clicked softly into place as they connected one by one. Soon the long, flexible poles were ready. Lily slid the first one through the sleeve of the tent fabric, guiding it through gently until it reached the other side. Then the second. Together, you lifted the frame little by little. The tent slowly rose from the ground, taking shape in the quiet evening air. Lily smiled as the corners lifted into place. It always felt satisfying watching something simple become a small shelter for the night. She pressed the pegs into the ground at each corner, securing them firmly. Then she tightened the lines just enough so the fabric sat smooth and steady. A light breeze moved across the campsite, but the tent stood calm and strong. You both stepped back to look at it. Small, simple, comfortable. Lily unzipped the entrance and placed the sleeping bags inside. Then she added 2 pillows and a folded blanket near the back. The soft glow of the lantern was set just inside the door. Already, it looked warm and inviting. Outside, the sky had grown darker. More stars appeared overhead now, scattered across the open night. The trees nearby had become quiet silhouettes against the sky. Lily brushed her hands together and looked toward the small circle of stones nearby. The fire pit was ready. Now that the tent was set, it was time to bring a little warmth to the night. Lily carried the small bundle of firewood to the circle of stones and set it down beside the pit. She crouched near the ground and arranged a few dry twigs in the center first. Then she placed thinner sticks over them in a small, careful stack. Everything was done slowly, without hurry. You sat nearby on a folding chair and watched the quiet movements of her hands. The night air had grown cooler now. Not cold, just enough to make the thought of a warm fire feel comforting. Lily struck a match. For a moment, the tiny flame glowed bright in the dark. She touched it to the twigs, and soon a small flicker began. The flame moved gently at first, catching one twig, then another. She added a few more small sticks and waited patiently. Little by little, the fire grew steadier. Soft orange light spread across the stones and grass around you. The warmth reached your hands first, then your face, then the space around the chairs felt softer and more alive. Lily placed 2 thicker pieces of wood on top and sat down beside you. The fire crackled quietly, sending small sparks upward before disappearing into the night. She pulled a light blanket over her knees and leaned back in the chair. For a while, neither of you said anything. There was no need. The sounds around you were enough. Crickets singing in the grass, branches shifting high in the trees, the steady pop of burning wood. Somewhere in the distance, an owl called once. Lily smiled and looked toward the dark tree line. Then she reached into her bag and brought out a small kettle and 2 mugs. She set them beside the fire. A warm drink would be nice next. The night was only just beginning. Lily filled the small kettle with water from a bottle and set it carefully near the edge of the fire. Not too close, just enough for the heat to warm it slowly. Then she opened a tin from her bag and took out tea bags, a little jar of sugar, and a packet of biscuits wrapped in paper. She always packed simple things, the kind that somehow tasted better outdoors. You listened as the kettle began to warm. First, there was silence, then a faint sound inside. Then the softest rattle as tiny bubbles formed. While it heated, Lily looked up at the sky. The stars were brighter now. So many more had appeared since sunset. Some were sharp and white. Some looked softer, almost distant and blurred by the night air. A long, pale band of stars stretched across one part of the sky like scattered dust. Lily pointed upward. You both tried to follow shapes between them. A line here, a triangle there. Nothing certain, just patterns made for fun. The kettle soon gave a gentle whistle. She lifted it carefully with a cloth and poured hot water into the mugs. Steam rose into the cool air at once. She dropped in the tea bags and let them rest. Then she handed one mug to you. The warmth felt good in your hands. She added a little sugar to her own, stirred slowly, and took the first sip. You opened the biscuits and shared them between you. They were crisp and sweet, simple and comforting beside the fire. For a while, the evening became very quiet again. You drank warm tea. The fire glowed low and steady. The stars stayed bright above. Lily leaned back in her chair and wrapped the blanket closer around her shoulders. Then she looked toward the open sky and smiled. Soon, she said softly, this would be the best part of the night. Lily stood and added another piece of wood to the fire. The flames rose for a moment, then settled into a slow, steady glow. After finishing her tea, she rinsed the mugs with a little water and set them upside down on a cloth to dry. The campsite felt even quieter now. The night had fully settled in. The trees around you stood dark and still, while the open sky above seemed wider than before. Lily spread a large blanket on the grass a short distance from the fire, where the warmth could still reach without being too close. Then she lay down on it and looked up. You joined her beside the firelight. From here, the stars looked endless. There were more than before now, filling every open part of the sky. Some shone brightly. Some were faint and hidden until your eyes adjusted. A few blinked softly, as if moving. Lily pointed upward and traced shapes slowly with her finger. She imagined rivers, birds, mountains, and winding roads between the stars. Not real constellations, just the kind people make when they are relaxed and in no hurry. Now and then, a cool breeze crossed the field and moved the grass around the blanket. The fire crackled behind you. Crickets continued their steady song nearby. Everything around you felt calm and balanced. Lily folded one arm behind her head and stayed very still. Then she noticed a small streak of light crossing the sky, quick and bright. Gone in a second. She smiled but said nothing, as if not wanting to disturb the quiet. For a long while, you both remained there looking upward, letting the night pass slowly above you. Eventually, the fire grew lower, becoming a bed of glowing orange coals. Lily sat up gently and glanced toward the tent. Soon it would be time to settle in for sleep beneath the stars. Lily rose from the blanket and stretched slowly, then walked back to the fire. Only glowing coals remained now, warm and quiet inside the ring of stones. She poured a little water over them and watched the last bits of orange fade into soft gray. The night became even calmer after that. No crackling. Only crickets in the grass and the occasional movement of leaves in the trees. She folded the blanket neatly and shook away a few pieces of grass before placing it near the tent door. Then she unzipped the entrance and stepped inside. The lantern still gave off a gentle golden light, enough to make the small space feel warm and welcoming. Sleeping bags were already spread out. Pillows rested at the back. Everything looked simple and comfortable. Lily changed into a thicker sweater, then sat near the entrance for one last look outside. The stars were still bright above the dark field. The air had turned cooler now, fresh and clean. She took one long, quiet breath, as if wanting to keep the feeling of the night with her a little longer. Then she smiled and zipped the tent closed. Inside, the world became soft and still. She lowered the lantern light and slipped into the sleeping bag. The fabric rustled gently as she settled in. Soon only the faint sounds of nature remained outside. Wind moving lightly through branches. Crickets singing somewhere beyond the tent walls. A distant owl calling once more. Lily lay comfortably on her back for a moment, remembering the fire, the tea, and the wide sky full of stars. Then she turned onto her side, pulled the blanket higher, and closed her eyes. Outside, the stars continued shining over the quiet campsite. And inside the little tent, the peaceful night slowly carried her into sleep.